My Dancing Queen by MaxBeezy. Another day, another walk. Here I am in the Badlands, taking a leisurely stroll. If I told any pony where I'd be taking my walk, they would surely tell me how crazy I am for doing so. I can see it now. "What are you thinking?" one pony would ask. "You're crazy," another pony would say. Honestly, though, they aren't completely wrong. The Badlands isn't the best place for some ponies such as myself to walk alone. It's a place known for being a hangout for dragons, and I've heard rumors that the mysterious and elusive creatures known as changelings are present here as well. But hey, that sounds pretty exciting, and it's been quite a long time since I've seen a dragon. I've also never met a changeling before, and seeing one would be quite an awesome sight. At this moment, I am walking along the desert dirt in my brand new hiking boots, wiping the sweat from my brow, due to the insanely hot summer sun that is attempting to burn me alive. Normally, I would welcome the heat, especially after a winter cold day. But this weather has been going on for weeks. If I don't find some shade soon, my coat is sure to dry up quickly. I head up towards some cliffs in the hopes to find some shade and shelter from the hot sun. Something curious hits my sight. It kind of looks like a series of interestingly placed rocks, which piques my curiosity. I get closer. They aren't rocks at all, but castle walls. Now they have my attention. But wait a second. Castle walls? There hasn't been any report of castles in the Badlands. The internet in all its glory has a map of locations for all the castles, in ruins or otherwise, in Equestria, and there was certainly no ruins where I am standing now. This is incredible. The find of a century. Surely I can take pictures of this place, put them on the web, and be credited for the discovery of a brand new castle. Maybe the princess will visit me and tell me how awesome I am. They could even give me a reward, too. Still, at the present time, the sun is killing me. I run into the ruins for some much-needed shade and the smallest comfort. Sweet Celestia, seeing it from the outside was cool, but what remained of the architecture on the inside is absolutely beautiful. Flawless, even. If one can forgive the now cracked and crumbled state of the walls. I'm pulling out my camera for this. This is too good to pass up. Flash, flash, flash go the lights, as I take pictures with almost mad glee. In my state of awe and euphoria, a lone but jerk-ass rock trips me up, and I fall back onto the hard ground. Ouch. That hurt a lot. Fucking rock. Making me look bad. If any pony was watching. Taking pictures is going to have to wait, as I put my camera away and place a hand on my back to check to see if I landed on anything sharp. Crack. That was a foreboding sound. The pressure of my knuckle must have caused the ground to crack. Me and my luck. Realizing that the ground is seconds away from breaking is both weirding me out and making me panic like no pony's business. I can feel it start to give way. If I don't move fast, I would fall into the newly created crevasse. Of course, I truly ain't fast enough. The ground completely breaks underneath me before I can take anything close to a step. I fall inside the dark chasm. I just know that whatever I land on is going to hurt like all of Tartarus rampaging over me. Bash, boom, bang goes my body as it collides with the ground and rock. With some pretty extraneous force, I might add. When I get back to my town of Ponyville, I'm going to need so much medical attention and chiropractic help that it's not going to be funny. Finally, after a series of falls that would be almost comical if it didn't hurt so fucking much, I land on a surface that isn't either giving way or leading to another hole. Seconds pass, maybe minutes as I wait for even the slightest pain to go away. After that glorious half hour, I slowly and painfully get up off the ground. It's amazing that I didn't break anything. That, or I'm just not aware of it yet. I check my muzzle. My muzzle is fine. I check my back. Hurts, but nothing is broken. I began to feel around my ribs when I hear a strange noise coming from deep into the darkness that lies before me. Actually, it isn't so much a noise, but a beat. Music? It couldn't be. In this place? If it is music, then that means some pony is down here. Some pony alive. Unless dancing zombies are real, then I'm truly boned. I walk through the darkness, which is pretty much the most frightening thing I'm experiencing right now, other than having to read through 50 bales of hay from a recommendation by one of my friends. Ugh. I still get nightmares thinking about that. I go further and further in, then I start to recognize the beat of the music. And it sounds very much like that style of music called techno, which I became a fan of due to the perfect styling of one vinyl scratch, or as her stage name goes, DJ Pone 3. She does techno, and also another musical art called dubstep. Yeah, while the music was hoof-tappingly good, I mainly went to see vinyl herself. Watching her rock the podium is a pretty epic sight to see. Continuing onwards, I start to see a light at the end of the tunnel. Actually, it was more a series of lights. Red and blue flashes alternate as the beats got louder as I got closer. If no music was playing, I would be thinking that I'm stumbling onto an intense crime scene. Instead, I feel like I'm entering a nightclub that is the longest friggin' hallway in the world. When I get to the end of the tunnel, I find myself witnessing something rather incredible. A changeling hive. Sweet Celestia, I have discovered where the changelings were all this time. Egg sacs and slime cover the cave from top to bottom, making the walls slick, slippery, and somewhat sticky. I get slime on my back and legs. Ugh, it smells... It smells okay. When I read about changeling slime, I always imagined it would be stinky and rotten. But to my surprise, it's not. That's going to have to wait, as I still want to find out where that music is coming from. I can hear the faintest sounds of voices. Strange voices. Otherworldly voices. I got closer and closer to the noise, and before my eyes, I can see something else that is blowing my mind. Changelings. In a flashing room, with techno music playing, bobbing their heads. That's definitely what it looks like. I can see their glowing blue eyes bobbing to the beat of the music. I stay in the back, hoping none of them can see me. I have to take pictures of this. This is fantastic. I walk carefully around the edges of the wide open cave. I really don't know why I'm being careful. This music is so loud that I could be doing a jig around this place, and none of these creatures would notice. These guys are rather fascinating. I get some more details out of them. They can stand tall like me, but their front and backs have hooves. It's not like me. I have hooves on my back legs, but 5 fingers on my front. These guys must be from old genetics, before our kind evolved into something more advanced. Wait, what in Equestria is that? These changelings aren't standing around for no discernible reason. They're watching some pony. They're gathered in a big crowd watching one particular changeling in the middle of it all on a big stone circle. It looks female. Oh my goddess, is that Queen Chrysalis? There she is, the queen of the changelings herself. She's dancing. From what I can see, she's wearing some really tight clothes. Her black jean shorts go dangerously close to that, rather spectacular butt. I can even see a hint of thong strap up on her waist. She has knee-high boots, armbands, and a short leather jacket which honestly looks more like a vest from where I am. I can only see her back, but I can't wait to see what the front looks like. From her dancing, all she is doing is a swaying motion, side to side, constantly, almost hypnotically. Her whole tail sways with every movement, along with her similarly holed mane. That ass, though. Wow. Her movements are basic, but damn, are they effective. Oh, Lord, my pants are tightening. Keep yourself together, dude. Take some pictures, then find a way out of here. That's what you're supposed to be doing. But, man, I want to see her face. I glance at the other changelings, seeing what they are doing. I expected at least one to be doing something creepy or perverted, but they're just bobbing their heads. This is so weird. Suddenly all eyes turn to me. They see me. But how? I'm so far away. The music stops, the flashing lights turn off, and a loud hiss echoes throughout the cave. Shit, I'm dead. I'm so dead. I wasn't careful enough, I got turned on, and now I'm going to get killed by these cool, in the Queen's case, sexy-looking creatures. I hear another hiss. It's louder than the rest. It's coming from the center. It's her. She's hissing. It's kind of hot, I have to admit. She raises a whole hoof, and her horn glows a brilliant green. Whoa. I lift into the air and rocket towards her at lightning speed. I'd scream if I wasn't so speechless. I stop. I'm mere inches away from her. I can see her face as clear as day. Dark green eyes, fangs protruding from her lips like a vampire. Everything about her is terrifying, but, again, so beautiful. Slowly I'm placed down with my boots resting on the floor. Her eyes look up and down at me, and her hoof transforms into a hand. I can feel myself being let go from her magic. I can move freely around as I please. Come closer, she says, beckoning me with a teasing finger. I do so without any shred of hesitation. I should be pissing myself in fright, but I'm not. She fully turns to face me, and now I can see what she looks like. That top. Fucking Lord, that top. It's definitely a leather vest. It's zipped open like a V-neck, and I can see her ample cleavage staring right at me. Don't stare back. Don't stare back. Look up. Fuck, she can see me looking.
You like what you see?
She asks in a seductive voice. Of course I like what I see. Any pony who doesn't is a moron. I'm not going to tell her that, so I simply nod. That seems harmless enough. She laughs and I can see her full fangs. Wowzers. If those things bite me, it will hurt a lot. Then again, there are worse ways to die than getting bitten by a gorgeous changeling queen. Getting crushed by rocks and drowning is way worse.
Do you know why you're not being ripped apart by my army?
She queries. I shake my head. I still have no idea what to say to her.
This dance is what keeps me strong. Their love for me gets stronger from this dance, and I absorb every last drop of it. So that one day, when I desire to take over Equestria, I will be more powerful than those inferior princesses.
Oh, that's what the dance is for. That's cool. I mean, the whole taking over Equestria part is worrisome, but whatever. Even if I say something about it, it's not going to matter.
You're still alive because you are exuding more love than any one of my subjects here. It's been a while since another pony has stumbled onto my lair. I take it that you are appreciative of my dance?
I nod rapidly.
I see. Even now, your pheromones show that you are extremely attracted to me. I'm surprised.
She purrs with a fanged smirk.
Tell me why you feel this way, and why you are not attempting to flee.
I remain silent. This doesn't go well.
Speak, vermin!
I flinch at her outburst. It's now or never, dude. Talk. Now. Because I'm afraid, I say. If I try to run, you'll kill me. If I stay, you might kill me.
You're afraid? Good. Most stallions would attempt to mask their fear through machismo, but I can see right through them. However, none of them ever showed any sort of attraction to me. You are different.
Different? Me? I nervously stutter. She's circling me now like a hawk. I can't believe other stallions wouldn't find you attractive.
How sweet of you.
A finger traces my shoulders.
I appreciate your kind words. I might not kill you because of that. Yes, most other stallions were sent here by the princess to kill me. Rarely any of them ever fell under my spell. A bit disappointing. I suppose Celestia put some kind of enchantment over them.
Well, why would they want to kill you? Stupid question.
I told you, I plan to take over this world. Are you dense or something?
She waves off the rhetorical question.
Don't answer that. Let me take a good look at you.
She continues to circle me. I see her eyes scan me up and down, looking at my physique and stature. It almost looks like she's studying some kind of art, rather than a pony such as myself.
Well, you certainly look fit enough.
She nods. What are you doing? I ask.
Isn't it obvious?
She raises an eyebrow. I shake my head. She gets close to me, putting a hand on my shoulder, and whispers into my ear.
You have given me the essence of your love. I want more of it, and you are going to give it to me.
How exactly are... I don't complete my question. As her forked tongue slithers around my ear, I think I'm understanding this. And there goes my tightness again.
Physical love is just as strong as emotional. Combined, they're a powerful force. These changelings are my children. To ask them of this task would be abhorrent. To ask you is easy.
She breathes a chuckle into my ear.
I can feel you tremble. I can see that bulge in your pants getting bigger, and I can see the sweat dripping from your brow. You want this so bad, and I can see it clearly. Don't fight it. Don't try to run from it. If you don't give me what I desire, right here, right now, I will rip your fucking head off, feed your corpse to my children, and use your skull as a drinking chalice.
Amazingly, my boner isn't gone from this. That is one horrifyingly hot threat. I think I'm a fan of sadism. I guess I have no other choice, do I?
No, you don't.
She gets in front of me, face to face, muzzle to muzzle.
So, me or death?
Well, death seems kind of awful, so... You, I say.
Wonderful.
She snaps her fingers.
Continue.
The music blares through the speakers again. Any noise that came from the cave is now drowned out by the sounds of this techno beat. The changelings continue to bob their heads up and down to the beat. Chrysalis begins her dance again, but right in front of me this time. From this close, I'm taking in the full force of her motions. The sway of her hips, the swing of her tail, the bounce in her mane and cleavage. It's incredible. My jaw nearly detaches from my head in awe. Then she does more. She raises her arms and gyrates her hips in a sensual motion. Slowly she turns around, and I look upon her gorgeous figure. Now I'm the one that's studying her. She backs up towards me, slamming herself against my chest, and her ass against my crotch. I gasp at the abrupt movement. Through the music, I can hear her chuckle evilly. She begins to rub her back up against my chest, going up and down as if I were some kind of stripper pole. I'm standing still, not moving one solitary inch. Her hand grabs my leg.
Touch me,
She says. Her grip on me tightens.
Put your hands on me.
I place my hands on her hips. They are smooth. She gyrates her hips again, and her ass rubs up against my pants, making the good friend behind the zipper become stiffer than ever. It wants to come out and play so desperately I can practically feel it attempting to break on through to the other side. I bite my lip at the feeling. She grabs my hands, placing them upwards on her breasts. Holy shit. Even through the leathery vests, I can feel their softness. I'm gentle with them, but a quick slap from her tail makes me grip them harder, feeling every inch of them in my hands. In a moment of primal instinct, I wrap my arms around her and hold her against me. She gasps in surprise, but moans in appreciation. I can hear the other changelings hiss through the music, but her hands stop their actions. They reluctantly go back to their simple dance. The queen dances, even as I am wrapped around her. I slip a hand underneath the V-neck to fully feel her right breast. It feels good. Amazing, even. I squeeze her hardened nipple, teasing her greatly. Her forked tongue licks my arm, wanting me to continue feeling her. The other hand moves downwards, slipping itself underneath her shorts and her thong. I hit my mark with precision. I can feel her puffy and wet changeling pussy against my palm. I stick my middle finger inside. She gasps once again at my touch. My hips grind up against her behind in motion with her gyrating. With one hand on her breast and the other inside her moist folds, I am having what is possibly the greatest time of my possibly short life. I insert another finger inside her, and she moans loudly. My motions get faster, and so do hers. I'm aggressive with her, like I know she wants me to be. I even slather my wanting tongue on her neck, and she puts her hand on the one inside her, begging me to push into her deeper. We're going faster and faster, faster than the beat of the music. Her moans become more audible than the loud sounds coming from the speakers, until finally, she screams in an explosion of pleasure. She freezes and melts in my hand, as I can feel her juices pour into my palm, soaking them in sexual victory. Wow. The queen pulls my hand out of her, inspecting the liquids that have now drenched me. She laughs, wrapping her tongue all over my palm, and licks it clean. Again, my mouth widens, and a little bit of drool pours out, but I close it quickly before she notices. Celestia, damn it, I need her now. I turn her around forcefully and plant my lips onto hers for a deep kiss. I plow my tongue into her mouth and wrap it around hers, pushing it to the top of her palate to taste everything inside. Suddenly, I can feel her fangs threatening my tongue with evisceration, and I pull it out of her, with saliva connecting us both. Her hand wraps around my throat, attempting to squeeze the life out of me.
Any pony else would have died for what you did, she seethes. No pony is allowed to enter me unless I allow it.
I think about calling out her hypocrisy, as I just fingered her without protest not a minute ago. But out of the sake of living, I'm going to choose not to. Her grip loosens, allowing me to breathe normally.
My turn.
Her other hand unzips my pants, reaches inside, and pulls out my hardened cock for all to see. It was killing me keeping it in there, but now it's free to play. Her hand grips it tightly and strokes it slowly. Every stroke is causing me to slightly thrust as if I'm fucking her hand. It's fantastic. Almost too fantastic. If she continues this, I'm going to blast everything onto her thigh on the dance floor. But I don't want to finish from her hand. I want to finish from another place entirely. I use a hand to carefully unbuckle her shorts as she continues to jerk me off. I can't tell if she notices, but I'm going for it. Soon her shorts fall off and onto the ground, exposing her pitch-black thong with a noticeable wetness coming from between her legs. She glances down. She actually didn't notice me messing with her belt buckle.
Impressive.
She smiles, loosening her grip on my member.
What else can you do?
Fuck it, I'm taking the risk. I pull my cock out of her hand, move the thong aside, and force it into her more than wanting slit without warning. Her eyes go wide, Her pupils constrict, and she immediately bites my shoulder with a hiss. Her bite hurts like all Tartarus, but I'm still majorly turned on. Even as I can feel blood trickling down my back, I thrust into her roughly. She moans through her fangs, and it takes a few more pounds for her to let go. If I don't know any better, I'd say she loves the force, the roughness, and so do I. The queen looks deep into my eyes with her wonderful green orbs as I continue to thrust into her. I can feel my cock reach deep inside, hitting her cervix. She is a tight fit, despite her wet and slickness.
I should kill you for your insolence,
She growls.
but I cannot.
The growl becomes a purr. She wraps a leg around my waist, using her boot heel to scratch the back of my leg sensually. My length pushing deeper inside of her. She grinds herself up and down, and as I watch her magnificent breasts bounce with her, I want to rip that top off, but something about seeing them clothed has its own brand of hotness. I stay my hands with her top, but her bottom is a different story. I plant my hands on her flawless plot and plunge myself further into her, and thrust harder and faster. Everything about her bottom feels perfect in my palms, and I feel her hands move onto my shoulders as she bounces to the beat of my thrusts. Chrysalis throws her head up, moaning to the ceiling above as she is racked in ecstasy and pleasure. I breathe heavily as well, with the pressure now building up inside of me. I am ready to unload myself inside of her. I am all too looking forward to the moment. She can feel my cock twitching, getting prepared for the moment to come. She looks back at me, bearing her fang-filled smile, anticipating it, loving it. Her grinds and my thrusts go even harder, as our orgasms approach quicker now, and there is nothing stopping us from the climactic moment of our glorious union. She screams first, once again freezing in place after throwing her head back up to the heavens, giving her breasts one more bounce. This sight sends me over the edge, with me screaming as well. I spurt my load into her, feeling her inner walls milking my dick for every last drop. The orgasm is powerful and huge. I can feel her magic flowing through me, taking all of my love for her and transferring it into her body. I am hers. Every last inch of me is hers. But I'm not satisfied yet. I'm still wanting. I'm still rock solid and primed to keep going. I'm taking one last risk. I pull out of her, letting my seed drop onto the stone floor, and turn her around to face her away from me. She looks back at me with confusion, wondering what I'm up to.
What are you doing?
She looks down at my throbbing member, now knowing that I'm not finished with her.
It's still.
I plunge into her slit from behind, letting her perfect plot press up against me. She screams again, but unlike the last couple of times I exhibited force, she doesn't retaliate. I don't normally act like this. Once I'm done, I'm done. But she is unleashing something in me that no pony ever has. She has unleashed the beast within. I pound into her again and again, harder than I have ever been. My hands grip onto her breasts and fondle them thoroughly. It is now that I tear the jacket off, exposing her delicious mounds in front of her entire army. Without the leather to obstruct my touch, I play with them with reckless abandon. I bite down on her shoulder in revenge for biting mine. I don't break any skin. It would be a shame to make this perfect creature bleed. If she would want me forever, I would let her bite me all she wants. She screams and moans from every thrust I give her. This authoritative tyrant has become nothing more than a submissive mare, but I can see she loves it. Her face doesn't express shame or embarrassment, but excitement and euphoria. My grunts are roars. I clench my teeth and look at her army, finally realizing that all this time, they have been watching my domination over their queen. No longer are they dancing to the beat of the music, but they are now staring. This makes me happy. This is what power feels like. This isn't me. I'm not one for egomaniacal power trips and pseudo-rape fantasies. But for this moment, I do not care. The queen climaxes again. Her body trembles, but I keep going. I can feel myself getting ready to finish. It would be wonderful to come like this, to come inside her while her back is turned to me. Hard to believe that minutes ago I was scared to be killed by this creature, but now I feel like I can rule the universe with her by my side. But she doesn't deserve such an ending. I must show that I love her, now and forever, till my last breath. I pull out of her, turn her back around to face me, thrust back in, and plant a passionate kiss on her lips. Her eyes widen in surprise, but close as my tongue wraps around hers. She doesn't bite, but lets me play around in her mouth. She moans and moans and moans as I go slower with my entering into her pussy. The time is now. Holding on to her tight, I climax for the last time deep inside, coating her insides further with my seed, and still kissing her the whole way through. I can feel my love draining into her again. I can even notice my eyes glowing, as the room suddenly looks like a bright green. Soon, my climax and my stance come to an end. Exhausted and sweating like crazy, I let her go and fall onto the floor hard with a massive thud. The music halts with an all-too-familiar record scratch sound effect, and my impact with the stone floor echoes throughout the cave. Silence. Nothingness. I can see eyes are still on me. If Chrysalis changes her mind and orders my swift termination, I'd die happy, knowing that I got to experience the greatest sex of my life. I hear Chrysalis kneel down on the floor. She holds my member gently, licking away any traces of cum from it. With a strange amount of care, she tucks my now softened cock into my pants and zips it up, giving it a rather amusing pat like she's saying goodbye to a friend. She moves upwards to me. I see her beautiful, near-naked body once more. Her boots, thong, and armbands remain on her, and it looks oh so sexy.
Well now,
She smirks, putting her hand on my chest.
I certainly can't kill you now.
Chrysalis touches the bite marks on my shoulder.
Don't worry, it'll heal, and you won't become a changeling. We don't work like that. I would love for you to stay here, but a deal is a deal. I will let you go, and you will be free to do whatever you want.
She leans down, getting close to my ear.
Know this, young colt. Should you ever come back, you will not leave this cave. You will not see your family or your friends ever again.
Her whisper becomes more seductive as she continues.
You will not die, but I will make you mine. Forever.
My queen, I say softly. I love you. I love you. Not a phrase I use often or lightly. I may have known her for all of a half hour, but I would give my all for her. I would do anything and everything for her. And to her, if she wanted me to. I don't care about anything anymore. Eternity with the Queen of the Changelings doesn't sound so bad, actually. Her hand caresses my cheek as she smiles one last time. Her hand turns into a normal hoof, but the feeling of it brushing my face still feels as lovely as it did when it was a hand.
I know.
She responds to my declaration. Using her still-formed hand, she snaps her fingers. I feel a few of her changelings pick me up. They are strong, and they carry me up with little effort. I float away from her, seeing my queen look on with her fangy grin still present on her lovely face. Within moments, she is no longer in my sight, and I feel all the lonelier for it. They fly me up out of the hole from which I came. With a surprising bit of care, they place me down in the shade of the castle ruins. I watch the three step back away from me. They don't say anything, just look on. I have no idea what they are thinking, but all I know is that something is going through their heads. They shrug, taking off back into the hole. I am alone again. The desert wind breezes through my mane. Above me, I see a dragon fly across, no doubt headed for his home. I should probably go home too. I had an eventful day. I only wanted to take a walk, but now here I am, exhausted from an experience that will stay in my head for the rest of my life. I wonder what will happen if I go back to her. She said she won't kill me, but I won't leave the cave. Does she have the power to turn me into a changeling? I don't know. Then again, she said she would make me hers forever. That could mean that I will be her sex slave for the rest of my life. There's only one thing that matters to me. I will be near her, maybe next to her. I will obey her every command, every order, every desire. I will defend her. Maybe. Maybe I would even kill for her. All that is going through my mind is not being on the stone floor, but in her bed, holding onto her beautiful body and kissing her for eternity. I regain my strength. I get up and climb back down the hole. I walk back through the crevasse, this time with purpose rather than hesitance, confidence rather than anxiety, love rather than fear. Soon, I get to the massive cave once again, only this time, there isn't an army of changelings dancing to any musical beat. Instead, I see them flying off to parts unknown, and Queen Chrysalis, finishing putting her clothes back on, is all alone. I walk down to her. Her ears perk up, sensing that some pony is behind her. Slowly, she turns around. Once her beautiful emerald eyes lay down on me, she doesn't look surprised, but she smiles that wonderful smile. There is no evil in her eyes. Maybe there is, but I'm too enamored to see it. I don't know, and I don't care. I am yours, my queen.